Now, a self-build homeowner has had to pay a fine of £300,000 after constructing his new house 10 metres from where he was meant to. David Drew was presented with the bill after building a home for his family, including his elderly parents. Now, planners told him to knock it down because he had moved the site from the original plans. But after an appeal, he was told he'd have to pay a community infrastructure levy, or CIL, instead. Joe Campbell has the story.
So my mum's in this side of the house.
When David Drew set about building a new family home, he made, in his words, a massive mistake. The house was exactly as planned, but making space for the drive meant the finished home was in the wrong place, 10 metres from where it should be. Ordered to knock it down, after an appeal he was told it could stay, but those 10 metres cost him dear.
Oh wow, that's a big cheque, and it's a big amount of money.
It's a big amount of money when you haven't got that amount of money and you've got to go and borrow. You've got to go and borrow it and get a second mortgage to pay it. This is what I went and borrowed, and this is what I paid to the council.
The bill was for the Community Infrastructure Levy, or CIL.
Mr. Drew doesn't deny that the house shouldn't have been built there, but in actual fact here. But he says that what's happened since, in effect, is a fine rather than simply a payment to improve facilities in the general area.
It just totally destroys your mental health, the stress and the trauma, and the fact that it's any CIL duty mistakes, the amount of fine that you end up with is totally disproportionate to the mistakes that you make.
His local council says while some self-builders in neighbouring West Berkshire have received refunds, Mr. Drew's mistake puts him in a different league.
If this was a case of somebody failing to fill in a form correctly, we would of course give some latitude, but we don't have latitude just to say, just because it's been built retrospectively, we don't want to apply CIL. The regulations are clear on that, and it would be very unfair on people who pay CIL if we were to just say, well, in this case, we're not going to require somebody to pay.
Tea or a coffee?
Mr. Drew's been talking to campaigners like Steve Daly, who got his CIL payment refunded by Waverley Council in Surrey. He says at the moment the system is a postcode lottery.
My message would be right to the very top, to the Minister of Housing, to make a very clear statement of how CIL is intended to be used with homeowners. And even if it takes a long time to change the law, issue some guidance notes about how councils should treat homeowners.
Until then, many like Mr. Drew will continue to face unexpected bills. Joe Campbell, BBC South Today, Wokingham.
You are watching Friday South Today. The weekend beckons. Alexis